friends, good heavens. Hi, gang. Yes, sir, this is Clyde Wallach reminding you that anything in this... everything and anything is $4.95. Our salesmen are $4.95. Our Lakewood store is $4.95. I would like to introduce that I've been most anxious to meet. I had the good fortune of watching this gentleman lose me a bet, and I would like you to meet a young man who I believe has a fantastic capacity for showmanship. Moreover, I think that he is one of the living examples of how gullible we can be in many aspects. Mr. Cassius Clay, ladies and gentlemen. Cassius, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here. First of all, I want to say hello to Mommy and Daddy and Rudolph and Sammy and Jimmy and Clara and Sharon and the world's greatest rock and roll singer, Miss Dee Dee Sharp, and these are promises I made. And let me see who else is out there.
Keep the one about Liston.
Yeah,
That's
I met
the
Sam
promise.
Cooke's daughter today, the prettiest little girl in the world. Sam Cooke's daughter. Linda, hi, and everybody, and thank you, that's all I want to say.
Well, that's fine. Now I'd like in equal time. Morris. Hello to Irving, Yetta, Miriam, Shirley, and the world's greatest Hanukkah maker. Cassius,
man, I thought I was crazy, but you got me beat.
No, you're not.
Really something, Jerry.
You're not crazy at all. I don't think you're crazy. I think that you have a lust for showmanship.
No, I was joking. I'm
I know
really
that.
great.
You're what?
I'm really great. Jerry, I'm the greatest fighter that ever stepped foot in the ring. I'm so great, I tell a clown what round he's going down. 15 times I have predicted the exact round. I shook up the world, just left London, England, told the heavyweight champion of the British Empire. I said, Tramp, this is no jive. The fight will end in 5. And it did. 55,000 people lost their money.
Well, I'm aware of your record, and I know that, as you say, I wouldn't question. If you say you're the greatest, I wouldn't stand here and say you ain't.
You smart. You really smart.
Now, if I had to back up what you had, I'd say I'm also the greatest. You see, and that everyone else is nuts, and that I was going to have a show even if it wasn't on.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you about the fight. I watched the fight, the last Moore fight, you and Moore. I was in San Diego, which happens to be the greatest little town in the world. It's a community of people. They have community ideas, and everybody is like a family there. And I went to the Fox Theater in San Diego to watch you fight.
A lot of foxes there.
Archie Moore. That was good. A lot of foxes there.
Yeah.
And I very honestly, I must tell you that I didn't bet on you. I had a bet on Mr. Moore. And I'm sure you're aware.
You lost your money, huh?
Yeah, I certainly did.
Now, if you like to lose your money, be a fool and bet on Sonny. You know what I'm talking about. The big ugly bear, Sonny Liston.
The big ugly bear.
I'm getting ready to participate.
He said. Wait, let's just...
Now, you talk too much. You talk so much.
Sonny, Cassius said, big ugly bear. I was merely repeating what Cassius said. You see, because I have a faint suspicion that if Sonny was ever mad at me, it would be very much like that day at Normandy. I don't want to be standing in front of him. I met him in Las Vegas when we did our show from Las Vegas.
Ain't he something?
Oh.
You know, I just saw this little monkey act here. Those things have more sense than him.
You're
I'm real angry. People think I'm talking. People think I'm just a lot of mouth. But I'm getting ready to participate in the biggest fight of all time. More money will be lost that night. This will be the biggest upset in the century of all boxing.
Are you going to show up? That's what I want to know.
Why would you act like that? What you mean I'm not going to show up?
Because...
Don't never embarrass me like
that.
That's embarrassing.
Wait a minute, Cassius, please understand me. I'm not being facetious. I would have said the same thing to Sonny. Sonny Tufts. I would honestly not believe Sonny Liston would show up. I mean, between the two of you, I think that there's a great contest involved, and I'm a fight fan. I'm a sports fan all of my life, and I very honestly...
If you come to the fight, get there early. I might cut it from 8 to 1.
Well, I wouldn't want to be the instigator to giving him this kind of trouble. I'm very happy. I'm a good sportsman. I would like it to come out.
Well, forget all about Sonny Liston. I'm tired of talking about him.
I don't blame you. I hate him.
What? Well, you gonna be there to help me fight him?
No, I'm kidding. I don't want to get involved in it.
Jerry, don't you think I'm too pretty to be a fighter?
Well, you're a little too tall to play June Allison. Let's say that. I don't know what you mean.
Most fighters...
You're a good-looking man, Cassius. And we're talking about your favorite subject, naturally.
That's right.
You're a good-looking man, and I don't understand how you don't have a mark from...
I'm the greatest, Jerry. I've had 280 bouts, amateur and professional. 2-time national Golden Glove champion, 2-time national AAU champion, Olympic champion, gold medal and winner in Rome. I'm as pretty as you, and you're not a fighter. All you do is talk for a living.
Well, up to now, I was making a living at it. You do have all of... Were you at the Olympics, Cassius?
Yeah. I was
What year?
1960.
You want me to
my match when I met you?
You want me to tell you what I think? Now, we're on live television. There's no editing this. You want me to tell you what I think?
Well, be cool. You know, fool. You went to school.
I got... Let me just say this to you. I'm going to say what I think. And if what I think you don't like, make your move.
Because if I feel froggy, I'll jump.
Because I learned a long time ago when I was in school, there's no size that you got to be concerned with as long as you got something behind it, such as enthusiasm and belief. Now, what I'm going to say, just hear this. Because if you don't hear it good, and you get upset with me, I just haven't prepared for... Well, I'd like to get my things in order. Let's say that. Let me tell you what I think. This is what I want to say. I think, and this, of course, is one man's opinion, and I hope I don't embarrass you. And I don't mean to embarrass you, and I certainly don't mean in any way to impose upon your presence here, because I did want you on the show. I think you're a big bag of wind. Now, just hear me out. Wait a minute. Hold it a second. I think that one...
Bodyguards.
Hold it. Let me tell you... Wait, will you sit quiet for 1 minute, Charlie? This is what I'm trying to say. I think, one, you're a fine fighter. You know what you're doing. And second, most importantly, you know what you're talking about. Except, I think that you are the closest thing to Barnum that we have ever had. I think that you're the damnedest showman that ever lived, and you ain't kidding anybody. Will you let me finish and shut your mouth for 1 minute? And this is just what I believe. I think...
He wasn't so small, he wouldn't be talking so bold.
I think that what you have established between yourself and Sonny Liston is probably the most fantastic pre-advance showmanship since Barnum brought the circus to town. And I think that you should be credited for it. Whether people know or not that beneath this phony exterior is a very sensitive, nice young man, whether they know that or not, they still...
know that.
Will you let me finish? Do you know you have a 33 1/3 long playing mouth?
Not a 33 1/3.
78.
300.
All right. See how tough it is to add? Now, will you let me finish? I'm making a point. The point is that whatever your concept is...
You hit me. Don't let you get away with it.
Now, go on. Go on.
Boy, you something else.
Hit back. Go ahead, hit back. I hit you there, hit back. Go ahead. Go on.
Please, Jerry, you and our buddies, please, let's don't get started. Please.
Now, folks, I hit him, didn't I?
What did Liston pay you to do that?
He just told me to listen, that's all. No, I'm serious. I have a great regard for what you're doing. And I wish you all of the best. I'm rooting for you. And I think that the people, knowing full well that you're a good showman...
I also think they should know all of this is unrehearsed.
Well, if they don't know that it's unrehearsed, and if they don't know that live television should work this way, I think it's a little late
also,
now.
a man tagged me and get away with it. It's unrehearsed.
You can bet that I check out who I'm dealing with, and I looked at his eyes, and I found that he adored me, and naturally I wouldn't, you know. Up to now is probably the best showmanship that's happened in the fight racket in a lot of years, and it needs it. I think that the fight game needs somebody with color and somebody with excitement, and you have given it to
one
them.
thing, if you be
Yes.
quiet for a minute. Look, Jerry, see, people call this showmanship. They say I'm just acting, it's just a gimmick. But how could I pop off for 5 years, predict these things? 15 times I predicted the exact round.
I'm not denying that.
Well, I mean, it's not just showmanship.
Wait a
I
minute.
back it up.
Wait a second.
See, I'm not talking for my health, I'm talking for my wealth.
Well, I must say this, that as the poet laureate of the United States, I don't know whether that's important or not. The important thing is that I said nothing about your capacity. I said nothing about your being capable of following up what you said. Because that goes without saying. Because I think that to put away the people you've put away, you've done it in fine fashion, and you have to know what you're doing.
And
You
in
can't-
poetic fashion.
Yeah, wonderful. Sit back for a second, will you? I'm still talking.
All right.
Okay. Now, the point I'm trying to make is that I'm talking about the approach to your ability.
I got you.
Now, many of us have capacity, and yet there are different ways of approaching it. You have approached it from a very, very theatrical, very bright standpoint. Now, had you not been able to back it up, you'd be in big trouble. But you've been able to back it up, so I'm merely complimenting you. That's all.
right.
And what now? You know what happens after a compliment? The best thing, I had this here for you. Just light it, sweetheart. The best thing to do after a compliment is to say thank you.
You up.
Or I'll take
I'm
it
tired
back.
of talking. You got me beat. Somebody told me. And whenever a man can have a 2-hour program and unrehearsed for 2 hours, he can beat me talking.
No, you don't have to talk. Cassius, please forgive us for going away for a moment. We'll be right back. We have a commercial, ladies and gentlemen, from Coldwater All. It's very interesting. It's the first time in the history of the world that this happens. Watch this.
Here we are, friends, with Instant Humble. Mr. Cassius Clay, ladies and gentlemen.
Cassius, let me say that when you said it was unrehearsed, I'm sure that an awful lot of people, an awful lot of skeptics aren't aware of this, but I give you my word, ladies and gentlemen, it has not been rehearsed in any way. And you're holding a book, and that's what I want to know about.
Big surprise for you and Phil Foster and everybody. I have some special poems just for you and your show.
You have. Would you like to read them for us?
If you let me.
Wait.
Well, there's one there for
Foster,
you.
yeah, I have a poem for you too.
Wait.
If you think I hit, wait till you feel this.
You don't mind if I sit over here? And not for any other reason except that I gotta get over there, right? Sorry, buddy.
I know the joke. I knew the joke.
I've been listening to both of you over there, you know. You came out with a big line that he's a bag of wind, and you've been trying to top him right along that for no reason at all. I want to ask you one question. You and I were both together on a show one night with Johnny Carson, right?
Yeah, I thought I recognized you.
Yeah, you recognize me.
Thought I recognized you.
Yeah. Wait till you hear the rest of it. And that was right before you fought Doug Jones, right? And I said you're going to have a big trouble with him. And you said, I predicted, and I'll take him.
I did it.
But you didn't take
People
him.
say I missed my prediction because the fight went 10 rounds.
Right.
First I said Jones in 6.
Right.
Then I said Jones in 4. 6
Right.
and 4 is what?
Well,
What is that?
it's right. 6 and 4 is 10. I always thought it was 6 and 8.
Yeah, also, let me say one other thing here while we're out of it. The 6 and 4 is 10. Everybody's screaming.
He's going to make me angry.
The man
man.
counted pretty good. Just let me tell you something that night I saw the fight, and so did a lot of other people there. And a lot of people came away with the opinion you did not win that fight.
What did the judges
And I'm one of them.
Well, Phil.
Well, I've got to tell
Well,
the
do
truth.
something about it.
I'm
What you
trying to
gonna
get a rematch before listening gets you.
A rematch with
Dreamed you
Jones?
did, you would apologize. If you dreamed it.
Wait,
Hey, what?
may I intercede? Listen,
You gotta fight Jones again.
Oh, man, you ain't in no shape. What you talking about?
let him read
Feel it
it.
out,
Let me
but
read my
don't bend
poems. I'm before I get angry. Let me
it.
read.
Feel the arm, but don't bend it.
Phil, you're going to antagonize him and...
Watch it. Easy now. Easy.
Look, ain't that awful? Look at the size.
Not the
All
size
right,
of your
I
head,
think a
but-
little of my vanity's coming out. Go ahead, baby. Cool it.
Pretty tough, Jerry. You really...
John.
I heard you.
Come on, read the poem, Cassius.
Hey, what
Right over there. If you'll step over
You
there.
mean you have a special setup?
It's all set up for you.
Oh, that's good.
Mr. Cassius Clay will now read some of the writings that
Reminds me of the Olympics in Rome, Italy. Let me see here. I have a pretty little poem. Who will I start with now? You know I'm a poet, Jerry. This poem is entitled My Modesty. Lately, I am more modest. I can honestly say I now mention my greatness only 5 times a day. While perfecting my punches, which is smooth as a piston, I take time out each day to feel sorry for Liston. And to think what a beautiful world this would be if there were just less of him and about 10 more of me. This poem is entitled Trees. And this is dedicated especially to my friend Phil Foster.
I don't want to hear it.
All Mother Nature's energy, no matter what it may cost her, couldn't possibly produce a tree as handsome as Phil Foster. His romantic appeal is world-renowned. His virility is atomic. I'm the Shakespeare of the boxing world. He's the Casanova of the comic. Now for the main event, to my friend Jerry. Jerry Lewis, this is to you. To my friend Mr. Lewis, that magnificent clown who remains at the top, though his show has gone down. Though the critics gave him an unfriendly reception, no one wins all the time, though I am an exception. When he's old and senile, he still will be funny, laying folks in the aisle, just like I will do Sonny. That was just for you.
Cassius Clay, ladies and gentlemen. Cassius, thank you.
Very much. And
A real cheer.
anytime you want me, just call me.
Cassius Clay.